How do you deal with it when life throws you a curveball and things didn't go the way you planned? Well, that's what I'm dealing with today. And amongst having a tantrum, I did take time to get the shop cleaned up. But we're back on the 39 truck today, and we're going to do a simple project, but it's always about one little bite to move you forward on your project. I hope that what I do inspires you to get out and get in the garage and get after it. I'm Mike, and you're watching Mike Art's Shop. In our last episode, we went through and got the bandsaw all up and running, and my plan today was to be heading over to the city about an hour away to pick up a blade for it so that we could work on the truck. Well, we had an ice storm. Stitches was sitting out. It got drenched and full of ice, and it's back in drying out now. And yeah, I had a plan, and it's life, and I know you can relate to that. So anyway, what we're going to do today is I got to get the grill shell back off of here real quick. And I've already double checked everything on the chassis to be sure nothing has shifted. And we're going to work on getting our front cross piece in the frame here so that we can move further forward. I've done some stuff off camera that I want to share with you. There's lots of cogitating and planning that has to go into this. And there's some things that I was planning to do, I'm still going to do, but I have to shift gears, and I don't have a transmission in the truck. So we'll talk about that. Let's get after it. Come on, let's do it. So what I want to do today is get the cross piece made that goes in here on the frame and get that put in. Let's see, we need a piece that is 30 and 3/6, 30 and an eighth to go between here. I need to double check my frame cross to be sure that we're square. We should be, but you know how it is. So I got more of this quarter wall in the back room. I'm going to go bring that up, and we'll have to cut it the old-fashioned way. But that's what I want to do today is get this in here. And there's a method to my madness. We need to really get this to be copacetic so that it doesn't turn out so pathetic. All right, so we got our cut to fit. That's good, no problem. But we got to make another trim because the bracket for the strut plate, for the strut rod here, is holding it up about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to take my cutoff wheel and cut this off in there on both sides. I thought about notching the tubing, but all of the load on this is this way. It's not this way. So trimming that off isn't going to hurt any big deal, and we can go back later and we can weld that up solid if we want to the torsion bar cross member. So the K-frame. So I'm not that worried about it. So I'm going to get my cutoff wheel and get that cut out, and then this should be able to move forward. I want this right at the end of the frame rail here in case we need to wiggle the grill support back and forth at all. We shouldn't need to from everything we calculated, but you got to kind of plan ahead on these things. So let's get that done. Okay, so we got it in place. It's centered up. It's flush like a toilet. It's flush to the front. Close. Yeah, I'm making the assumption that this is cut square. It's probably not. But it does feel like it's off. Just a Nova. Okay. So what we're going to do, like you've seen me do other times, cut off the end of that last one, start with the beginning of this. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a MIG pass on it, and then go over and do a heavy, hard TIG pass to get this to fit properly. So yeah, we're ready to rock and roll all night and party once in a while. Don't think we need to change anything there. It's got a little, yeah, maybe. Not sure why that's rocking like that. What's going on here? Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and clamp a couple here just to be safe. But then we'll be able to go ahead and do a light MIG pass and then go in there with high holy, just melt that thing down with the TIG. We should be good. So, all right, let's do it. Do it now. Okay, it ain't pretty, but it's done. I had to end up filling there a little bit. We'll get that cleaned up. This side came out a lot better. It's been a while since I've TIG welded again, so forgive the crudeness, but the main thing is it's held together. So I'm going to clean that up, and we'll get some color on there just to keep things from rusting, and I'll be right back. Again, it's full disclosure. I ain't saying I'm a professional welder. I'm saying I can stick metal together, and you know, it ain't going to be perfect coins when I do it, but it ain't going to break either. So that's the main thing. You know, obviously we've got to do the inside and the bottom yet, but I'm going to have to do that after the frame is done. We can flip it over. So, but overall, I think it looks pretty good in her overalls. So let's get her cleaned up and go from there. There we go. Paint is still a little bit wet, but turned out decent. I'm not worried about making it look picture perfect. I'm just worried about it being strong and safe. And yeah, got some goober wet paint in there. The can was giving me fits because it was cold, but it's respectable. So when I get the bottom done and the inside edge done, it should be plenty of strong. So one more step forward. So one of the things that I have been doing, see if I can figure out where to show you. Been figuring out exactly where my torsion bar mount needs to be back here. I'm not going to do a cross member because that's going to interfere with the motor, because remember the motor is going to be way back set here. Normally the rear transmission mount is right where the torsion bar, it's all part of this same cross member, but on this, because we're setting the motor back so far because of the way we're building this, I don't want a whole cross member across here. So we will build a bracket down off of the frame on both sides for that. That'll leave the center all clear for the motor and stuff. But in order to do that, I need to get this lined up properly. I need to have that cross member or that torsion lower control arm hanging a lot lower. See, this is supposed to be what's flat right here, and it's not. So this needs to be clocked this way more, like this, and then that lower control arm needs to drop down more so that this comes flat, and then that's where I know where to mount that. So got some work to do there. I was hoping to do some of that today, but I've run out of time. This front cross member was a fun little project and built some energy for me, so that's a good thing. Overall, I think she looks pretty good. It's going to be good and strong. I looked inside. I could see it was glowing red. So I know that we got good penetration all the way down through. Need to get some more chops back. It's been a while since I've done any heavy TIG welding. Matter of fact, the last I did was that unit that we have upstairs for the winch to haul stuff up and down. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. We have channel memberships as little as $5 a month. I hope you will join us over in membership. You get access to all kinds of behind the scenes content, and like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. But one more thing, because it's important and I don't want you to forget.